Heidi Doyle's here from the California State Parks.
Correct.
How are we doing at the California State Parks? I mean, we all read about some of the budget cuts and challenges. How does it feel from your perspective? Is it getting better?
Well, locally, we're hanging in there. Frankly, we're having a difficult time with the budget cuts.
Yeah.
However, I came here today to talk about something that's very positive, and it's because of the efforts of over 120 volunteers that we have a Living History Day coming up on July 28th.
Is that what it's taken more for the state parks, is to get more volunteers and get more community input from people to make these type of projects work?
Absolutely. In fact, my job is focusing on volunteers and bringing volunteers into our state parks, because it's a team effort to keep our parks open right now.
Yeah, I get that feeling. And maybe I'm just getting older, but I get that feeling just in the whole country that we're at a point in time with the economy and the budget cuts and these things that we all need to kind of man up and pardon the expression, but just to get on board in volunteering and giving back to the community, kind of the selflessness of volunteer work.
Absolutely. Volunteering is something that all of us can do. There are no restrictions, either age or skill base.
No drug testing?
No. Well, actually, it depends on what the job that you're doing.
Okay. So never mind, Nick. Never mind, pal.
To do that. But we're definitely looking for volunteers, whether it be at our entrance stations or helping us with our special events.
Well, I know you want to talk about the Lake Tahoe Living History Day. Kind of give us the big picture of what this is, and then maybe even a little bit of the history of that area of Lake Tahoe.
Well, absolutely. On July 28th of this coming year, between 10 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon at Sugar Pine Point State Park, we're going to have our Living History Day. It's our 26th annual Living History Day.
Wow.
Showcasing the magnificent history we have along the west shore of Lake Tahoe, and really focusing on the 1903 Hellman-Erman estate, which is located at the park. The estate was built by Isaiah Hellman in 1903 and continued as their summer family home until the state purchased the property in 1965. What's interesting, the intent of the property was to tear it down, but because the state had financial problems back in the mid-60s, surprise.
See, something good came out of it.
Absolutely. It's now on the National Historic Landmark. So
now they can never tear it down, huh? They went from like, oh, we'll tear it down to like, oh, hey, you know what? Now you can never tear it down.
Exactly. So Living History Day started as a small, simple event, and it's grown to an event that attracts about 1,500 people.
No kidding.
With a variety of activities, and I'm most proud of the fact that we keep it free. It's 100% free family event for the public, except for the parking. We do have to charge for parking.
Yeah. How much parking cost?
$10.
$10, yeah. It's tough. I mean, that also encourages people to carpool and make use of the space for parking, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Do people get dressed up and come to this event? Is that part of it?
We encourage people to get dressed up and get involved with it, and we have people that do so, but we also have costume interpreters on site. So what this day allows you to do is take free tours, open house tours, if you will, of the house with costume interpreters, and not only of the main house, but of the General Phipps cabin that was built in the 1860s, and you can meet General Phipps. You can meet a mountain man and learn about musket rifles. You can go to our historic boathouses and see the historic boats of Lake Tahoe with costume interpreters. There's also a children's activity zone with a variety of activities where children can find out what it was like to be a kid coming to Tahoe in the 1930s.
What was it like to be a kid in the 1930s coming here? I mean, you didn't ski, probably, right?
Not during the summer.
Yeah.
But
and you probably had some money. I would think most of the kids came here back then had a little cash. I mean, it seemed like all the people that had homes here, had a little bit of money. Like they weren't poor.
Well, actually, it's interesting. The Hellman family is still very much involved. In fact, the Hellman Family Foundation is a large supporter of this event. And we interviewed family members a couple years ago and asked them, what was it like to come to Lake Tahoe in the 30s or the 40s or the 50s? Did you realize how lucky you were, how rich you are? And the answer was, nope, this was our normal life. This is what we expected to.
Nope, just born with a silver spoon in my mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they always, the part I always think is cool when I see these old photos is how dressed up everyone was. The women, the men, the hats, the dresses, the suits and ties.
In fact, you never went to dinner at the house when it was a historic site without full suit and tie and dresses and invitations. And you better watch your manners if you're going to have dinner with mother or grandmother at that house.
Back in the day. The event is July 28th. It goes from 10 until 4. The website was up on the screen. Thanks for coming in. I know you made the drive down from North Shore.
You're very welcome, and I encourage everybody to help us volunteer. Go on our website. We're looking for over 120 volunteers.
That's right. You need volunteers, so if you're out there right now and you can help and volunteer for this, it's just another...
It's a great way to give back to the parks. It's easy and it's fun.
And the parks can use the help, so
Absolutely.
way to reach out to the public. We'll take another quick break and we come back the last hour of Tahoe Today.